Hi guys! Today magkaroon tayo ng reaction video about kay Dr. Tapang sa status ng Science and Technology sa Philippines.
Ang aghama teknolohiya sa Pilipinas ay bansot at atrasan. It's easier to understand rather than saying it's stunted and underdeveloped. It is stunted or bansot because it did not have the opportunity to grow. It did not grow as we would want. Maraming magagaling, maraming matatalino, pero hindi natin nagagamit or hindi natin nagagawa yung pwede natin magawa kasi may mga ilang structural problems that are there. Now, underdeveloped means that we can still do a lot. This is not yet the peak of Philippine capabilities. We can do a lot with what we have. We can do a lot by improving what we have. And therefore, there's a lot of things that we can do with science and technology. The problem is, we're not there yet. We're very far from that position. In fact, if you ask surveys among ASEAN countries and our neighbors, we're actually going to be very high. Numerically, number 45 out of 46 for science, 43 out of 45 in math. And therefore, if you look at it, numerically high, but you're really at the end of the line.
According to Dr. Tapang, ang Science and Technology daw ay bansot at atrasado, or another term is stunted and underdeveloped. Well, I absolutely agree on what he said. Because we all know na ang science and technology natin ngayon ay hindi pa talaga ganun ka-develop at ganun kataas yung level para masabing may chance tayo makipagsabayan sa ibang bansa. Pero nasabi kasi siyang bansot or stunted for the reason na marami tayong opportunities dito, opportunities na may mga professionals tayo, pero maraming hindrances, like kagaya nga ng sabi niya, isa na sa hindrances, ano yung magiging use ng mga professionals kung wala naman tayong mga applyan ng mga learnings na natutunan nila. So, dun pa lang, nagiging balakid na yon para mas ma-develop or mas magkaroon ng maayos na pag-unlad dito sa Pilipinas in terms of science and technology. Second is underdeveloped. Kagaya nga ng, masasabi natin na part na rin yun yung underdeveloped na science and technology sa pagiging underdeveloped din ng Pilipinas, since malaking factor ang science and technology sa economy ng isang bansa.
So this is obviously in education. This is obviously in, as I've said earlier, your Filipino 13-year-old is ill-prepared in science and math. Only 60%, 65% of our high schools would have science equipment, and therefore 35% will just draw their experiments on the board and tell the students, this is what will happen if we had experiment. And that's not the way to do science. To do science effectively, you have to have hands-on experience. In other words, you cannot imagine electricity unless you see a light bulb light. You cannot imagine the cell phone until you actually hold the cell phone and use it. You cannot just describe that. And that is what really happens, not only in the basic science, but even in the applied science, in many areas, not only in the high school, but also in the tertiary.
Isa nga sa mga nabanggit ni Dr. Tapang na factor kung bakit stunted and underdeveloped pa rin ang science and technology sa Pilipinas ay dahil na rin sa education. Why? Because education, naging malaking factor siya sa pag-build ng mga professionals natin. And sa mga eskwelahan, marami ang kakulangan kagaya ng mga materials and machines. Kung walang materials and machines, yung pag-proceed ng mga experiments, hindi ganun ka-accurate at hindi ganun ka-engage yung mga estudyante sa paggamit or sa proper way ng pag-proceed ng mga experiments. So, dun pa lang, kulang na sila sa experiences. Kaya hindi ganun na-develop yung kakayanan ng mga professionals natin dito sa bansa. Kagaya nga rin sa nabanggit niya na experience yung magiging malaking tulong kung merong mga materials and equipments na pang laboratory sa iba't ibang eskwelahan. And also, kagaya nga sa nabanggit ni Dr. Tapang, ang education ay isa sa mga magiging reason para magkaroon ng proper experience ang mga estudyante at mas maging engaged sila sa mga technologies. Malaking bagay na mayroong mga lab equipments and technologies available for them.
Growth is much more evident. The evidence that I will point to is tertiary level. Now, in industrial growth, it's much more evident. The evidence that I will point to is the lack of jobs. Kaya walang trabaho ang ating mga manggagawa ay kasi wala namang pagawaan dito sa Pilipinas. The lack of industries is one big reflection of the lack of industrial capacity in the country. We don't have basic industries. We don't have any ways to make things that we will be using. Now, and of course, without industries, you don't have jobs. And without jobs, you don't have a future.
Second to the main factor na nabanggit ni Dr. Tapang is about industrial growth. Sobrang laking factor nito sa bansa natin dahil dito sa bansa natin marami tayong available workers or maraming worker na pwedeng mag-contribute sa economy ng bansa natin. Pero ang nagiging malaking problema is kulang na kulang tayo sa mga trabahong pwedeng i-offer sa kanila. Sobrang limited ng mga industrial buildings and mga companies dito sa bansa natin na pwede silang offeran ng mga works. So, ang nagiging result nun is nagkakaroon ng brain drain or yung mga professionals natin nawawala or mas napapakinabangan ng ibang bansa imbes na Pilipinas mismo ang makinabang sa mga contribution na pwede nilang ibigay sa bansa. Naging malaking factor yon para sa development ng science and technology natin. First is mga professionals sila na pwedeng magkaroon ng contribution or mga makapag-invent ng mga bagong possible procedures or mga possible na materials na ma-develop at mas mapataas pa yung economy ng bansa natin.
Condiments even our, this is the usual joke, even our toothpick is made outside. That's true. Not just the toothpick, most of the things that we would use. Now, if there is ever any production here, it's mostly very small, okay, not a very large scale production, or if it's being produced here, then it has a very large import component. What do you think is the biggest export of the country? It's something that you cannot eat. It's something that you actually use every day. It's hard disk, it's electronics. You would wonder, electronics? So that means if I go in Recto, then I can buy electronics at a very, very reduced price. Because it's your top export, and therefore we must be awash with electronics. But we're not. Okay? That largest export has a very large import component. In other words, to produce the electronics that we export, we import everything else. What do we do? What do we add? All the things that we add is just labor. Now the problem, of course, is the labor costs here in the Philippines are very low. Mababa ang pasweldo, etc. And therefore, you don't really do any science and technology anymore. You just assemble things, you export them. That's it.
Isa sa factor kung bakit mababa ang economy ng bansa natin ay dahil sa production making. Dito sa Pilipinas, mas nag-import tayo kaysa nag-export ng mga products sa sarili natin mismong gawa. Although, meron tayong mga nasasabing products na tayo mismo yung gumawa or invented mismo ng Philippines, pero kagaya ng sabi ni Dr. Tapang, yung mga materials na ginagamit natin, galing lang din siya sa ibang bansa. Basically, inaangkat lang din natin sila or exported lang din sila. So, anong nangyayari is, parang tagagawa lang tayo or yung service lang natin or yung labor, yung ginagamit natin instead of materials na galing mismo sa Pilipinas. Actually, mas nagiging mahal yon para sa akin dahil yung mga ini-import natin, meron na yung mga tax na included. Tapos dito sa Pilipinas, napakababa na value added tax natin. At yung mga products na yun, hindi naman totally contributed or hindi naman natin masasabing sa atin yung mga products na yun. Dahil ang ginamit nga lang para sa atin ay yung labor at service natin.
What has taken up our economy? I mean, bakit tayo hindi patay? That means something is actually giving jobs, however small, to our economy. Now, that's the services. Services like call centers, back-end offices, the service crews that you actually encounter in fast food, the rentals that you have, etc. These are services. Now, what is the very distinct nature of services? The problem with services is that you don't really get to hold anything from services. You call a call center, you don't bring home anything. You get a service. You rent a house, okay? The rental itself is a service. Okay? So the services do not really produce material objects. The problem, of course, as I said earlier, if you need something, it will not come from services. Right? So that's the whole problem of our economy right now. We don't produce a lot. We're not an industrial economy. We're pre-industrial. We're still agrarian, but backward at that. Backward in the sense that even up until now, 2018, we still have people in doing agriculture by literally pushing their animals and literally doing artisanal work by hand. Nag-aararo sila ng kamay. Kung wala silang kalabaw, they do it themselves. And that's a very low productivity way of doing agriculture. Now, even if you give them tractors, they don't really own the land, so nothing comes to them.
I agree with what Dr. Tapang said about sa yung nagpapa-stable or nagpapaangat pa rin ng economy natin, which is yung service natin. Mas nagiging malaking factor or tulong kasi yung mga crews, mga staff, yung mga workers, labor workers na mag-contribute para mas mapataas ang economy dahil nga more on services yung na-offered natin para mas ma-develop yung technology sa bansa natin. With that, yung science and technology, basically, hindi pa talaga siya ganun ka-develop. Kasi hindi tayo mismo sa sarili nating bansa makapag-develop ng sarili nating technology and mga products na sarili mismo nating invento or gawa galing sa mga products available dito sa country natin. Kung tutusin, napakarami nating products available, likas na yaman, pero hindi natin sila nagagamit sa tama. Mas napapakinabangan sila ng ibang bansa. Let's say, for example, binibili sila ng ibang bansa para i-produce na mas maging magandang product. Tapos kapag naging magandang product na sila, bansa natin, not knowing na galing mismo yun sa atin. So, mas nagiging mataas yung value. Mas naghihirap yung Philippines dahil doon.
So what do we do? What do Filipinos do? If there's no jobs here, what do most of your titos, titas, nanay, tatay do? They go out. They go abroad. Most of our, 10%, now around 11%, 10 to 11% of our Filipino labor force is actually outside of the country. And that's one way of finding jobs. But do you know how much the jobs in Saudi right now is? It's actually the same as the entry-level construction worker here in the country. Wala nang diferensya. That just means that people, Filipinos, will take any job opportunity, even if it's outside of the country, even if they don't have to come home. Okay? And this headline is not surprising anymore. Right? That was last year. You can actually find that this trend has been going up, the joblessness. In fact, it was surprising that even our Philippine Statistics Authority does not report joblessness anymore. They report the percentage of those who have jobs. Kasi negative nga naman daw pag joblessness. But this is actually increasing since the last few years.
In summary, sa discussion ginawa ni Dr. Tapang, marami tayong kailangan bigyan ng pansin sa bansa natin. First is lack of basic industries. Dahil nga sa sobra-sobra yung mga workers natin, kailangan natin bigyan ng pansin na magkaroon pa ng mga available companies na magkikater sa dami ng workers na meron tayo sa Philippines. Second, Program for Rural Industrialization and Agricultural Modernization. Alam naman natin na basic or yung usual pa din yung ginagawa ng mga farmers natin sa pagtatanim at sa pag-aani ng mga bigas, corn, and iba pa. Pero mas mapapadali siguro kung matututo din sila ng paggamit ng mga machines na mas mapapadali yung work nila at mas maraming maproproduce na product na pwede nating i-export sa ibang bansa. At sa tulong nun, magkakaroon ng development sa economy natin. Third is about infrastructure in energy, transportation, communication, information technology, and basic services. Well, isa yun sa mga dapat pagbigyan ng pansin ng pamahalaan natin, not only ng pamahalaan, pero pati tayo dapat magkaroon ng contribution para mas maging maunlad at mas maging maayos ang process ng pag-develop ng technology sa bansa natin. Alam naman natin na magiging malaking tulong to para mas lumawak pa yung knowledge natin at magkaroon tayo ng magandang result na product na masasabi nating sariling atin na pwede natin i-export at pwedeng makatulong na tumaas ang economy ng bansa natin. Well, all in all, tama lahat ng sinabi ni Dr. Tapang. Kailangan lang ng biging eye-opener sa atin to na kung ano yung pwede natin gawing way na hindi na mag-result pa sa mas malalang low economy sa bansa natin. Lahat naman tayo may kanya-kanyang contribution or pwedeng maging contribution para mas mapaunlad ang Pilipinas. And, hindi lang naman para sa isang tao, yung pag-unlad ng Pilipinas natin, pero magbe-benefit siya sa ating lahat. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go and find some way na pwede tayo makatulong. Adya!
Kung susunod tayo dun sa nangyayari sa world market, bumagsak ang China, talo tayo. Kung China, puntahan natin. Ang US ang puntahan natin, bumagsak ang US, talo din tayo. Kung sino man ang kapitan natin, umakyat bumaba ang world market, susunod lang ang future ng Filipinos.
Nakakalungkot at nakakadismaya na isipin yung bansa natin ay patuloy pa rin na dumidepende sa suporta ng ibang bansa tulad ng Amerika at China. Dahil hindi tayo aasenso individually and independently kung patuloy tayong aasa lang sa kanila. Dahil tayo rin yung apektado kapag bumagsak ang isang bansa, mas babagsak tayo. Swerte na lang natin kung aasenso sila dahil hihilain nila tayo pataas. Hanggang kailan kaya magiging ganito ang level ng national industries sa ating bansa? Hanggang kailan kaya, gaano katagal bago natin makamtan ang global competency ng ating bansa kumpara sa ibang foreign countries? Dahil kung patuloy tayong dedepende sa ibang bansa para sa kanilang suporta at pera, ay hindi talaga natin makakamtan ang success na ating ini-aim.
Now, the best way to appreciate national industrialization is to look at what's happening right now. We're exporting agricultural and extractive raw materials. We're just exporting rock and yet importing steel. We're exporting grains and yet you're buying bread, wheat processed for bread. Diba? We import a lot of things, okay, at the expense of cheaper exports. Okay?
Isa talaga to sa mga problema nating mga Pilipino at ng ating bansa na mas tinatangkilik pa natin ang mga produkto na binibili galing sa ibang bansa o imported products. Kaysa gumawa na lang tayo ng paraan upang makabuo ng mga produkto galing sa ating bansa, resources from our country, para hindi na tayo gumastos pa ng maraming pera para lang sa mga imported products na ito. Dahil kung tutuusin, nasa atin na lahat ng resources. Sa pagpapatuloy natin ng kagawiang ito, bakit kaya hindi ma-realize ng gobyerno at ng mga Pilipino na nagsasaya lang tayo ng pera at imbes na gamitin yung perang pambili ng mga produktong ito, ay ilaan na lang ito para sa budget, para sa pagpapatuloy ng science and technology sa ating bansa.
The other one is an active or biased support for Filipino firms. This has been there since the 1950s, and nobody really seriously gave support for Filipino firms. Always the mantra of neoliberal thinkers in the government would be to invite more foreign investment. Wait for China, wait for the US, wait for Japan, etc. But nowhere do you hear, I will give support for him or her. Filipino firms. Diba? We cannot have industrial policy that will always be dependent from foreign investors. They will never try to industrialize the country. They have their industries at home. They want to sell to you finished products, and they will avoid doing this.
Dapat ang mga kumpanya sa Pilipinas, pati na ang gobyerno ng Pilipinas, ay sila na lang din ang nagtutulungan para sa ating ikauunlad. Itigil na dapat ang pagdedepende sa mga foreign investments. Dahil once na nawala yan at once na tumigil sila sa pagsuporta, saan na tayo kukuha ng pera, di ba? At the end of the day, ang priority pa rin ng mga bansang ito ay ang kanilang success at ang kanilang ikabubuti. Kumbaga, the more na kinakailangan natin ng tulong nila, the more na ginagamit nila tayo para sa kanilang ikauunlad. Kaya huwag tayong magpapagamit ng sobra sa kanila. Huwag tayong dumepende ng sobra sa suporta nila. Dahil tayo lang din ang magdadamayan sa success man o sa failure ng ating bansa.
The pork barrel issue is that we find suddenly that the government really has money. And in fact, even barrel issue is that we find suddenly that the government really has money. And in fact, even right now, we can see that the president can actually command several billions of pesos at his fingertips. And therefore, they can really, if they just wanted to, build the industries themselves. The money is there, right?
Napakaraming pera ang taglay ng ating gobyerno na hawak at kontrolado ng ating Pangulo kung saan ito i-allocate. Pero bakit kaya hindi nila pinaprioritize ang pag-implement ng science and technology sa ating bansa? Oo, napakalaking budget ang pangangailangan para ma-implement at para ma-enhance pa ang science and technology. Pero sana maisip ng gobyerno na ito ay isang investment, kumbaga, na mahal man ang kailangan, pero sa huli, kung industrialized na ang Pilipinas, kung andyan na at na-produce na ang mga manufacturers, kung saan magagamit ito ng mga tao upang sila'y magtrabaho, ay mag-pay off din ito sa huli dahil babalik at babalik din ang pera para sa ating bansa at tataas ang ating ekonomiya. Maraming ang pera ang napupunta sa mga proyektong hindi naman ganun ka-importante. Kaya sana ma-realize ng gobyerno na ang science and technology ay isang importanteng bagay para sa ikauunlad ng ating bansa.
And therefore, with 6 years, you can actually build, and industrialize the country. Pero ano nang nangyari ngayon? We don't see those things. Why? Because the policy is not there.
Bakit nga ba hindi natin nakakamit ang ating mga pangarap para sa ating bansa? Ito ay dahil, according to Dr. Tapang, wala ang mga polisiyang kailangan. Ito ay parang isang pangarap na wala namang plano, kumbaga. Kaya dapat simulan na ng gobyerno ang pag-i-implement ng mga policies na i-spread at kailangang sundin ng lahat upang masimulan na ang pagbabago, upang masimulan na ang pag-unlad ng ating bansa. Hindi ba't kung may mga polisiyang sinusunod at dapat gawin, ay mas organisado ang ating bansa, kaya't mas madali nating makamtan ang ating mga plano at inaasam.
But what can we do? Okay? We have to find science and technology that is tuned to the needs of the people. And taking into account the whole economy, this means that we have to really push for national industries. Okay? We have to find ways to have this industrialization plan and demand it from the government. We cannot just sit idly, because sitting idly will just produce the same things that have been happening for 40 years.
Dapat maisip ng gobyerno na ang unang gagawin ay dapat ang tustusan ang mga pangangailangan ng mga tao. Dahil alam natin ang yamang tao ng ating bansa ay ang ating mga profesional na kailangan nilang suportahan simula na sa mga infrastruktura, mga kumpanya at mga manufacturer para sila ay makapagtrabaho at may mga kagamitan para sa ikadadali ng kanilang mga trabaho. Ito ay importante upang maiwasan ang pagkakaroon ng brain drain sa ating bansa upang ang ating mga yamang tao ay makagawa ng paraan at masimulan na ang pagbabago para sa ikauunlad ng ating bansa.